It is now time for peak Jaguar Kusoge, as the menu's title is not the actual game's title, so God knows you're in for some good shit. Just taking that dirty concrete graffiti rainbow paint splat sort of early internet old ass PC software aesthetic. If that doesn't hype you up, then I'm sure all of these choices of the same man in different bike man attire surely will. Give him a name, give him a homeland, a shirt colour and preferred way of standing. Then you can change your bike's suspension and tyres, and I don't actually know what any of it does, and I'd be in no shock to find out if they did absolutely fuck all, so really just pick whatever one sounds funnier. Then you get a map of the Muricas and you work your way from stage to stage. And the music, hot damn, those grating chubby bass lines and deep scaling synth, fuzzy staticky drums mixed into some butt rock grunge type shit. It's a big and dumb sound, but it actually does kinda rock. The tournament mode has 3 races per state and forced rematches if you lose, which feels pretty time consuming honestly. But you know, there's a part of me that really wants to know what's at the end of this game, man. What single text box of insight would greet you after this long, arduous pilgrimage? Damn, bro sounds just like Kurt Cobain. So you accelerate, brake, and do incomprehensibly epic bike stunts. And yes, they are completely pointless. The number pad allows you to watch replays. It saves a maximum of 5 at a time. Oh, did I say replay? I mean, the last fucking time you crashed. Yes, the replays only let you view your pathetic failures like a personalised self-deprecation compilation. And yes, this is how tanked the game runs. I mean, the stadium is large, it's uncanny in its grey bleakness, and it's always rendered in full with track, hills and textures and all, which is, in fairness, kind of impressive. But also the fact that they bothered to put up a bloody replay board showing you a mirror of your biker man is an amazing choice to sacrifice even more precious frames and resources for the sake of showing you what you're already doing in the very middle of the screen, only now in potato quality and in the furthest reaches of the world. And bro, why is there a race of nothing but Irishmen? Bro, this is America. Yeah, all the tracks have the same tinge of sandy brown, sometimes only a little darker or redder. Although I do quite like the dirt effects that come up from the back of the bikes on the ground, and the way the back wheels look when spinning in motion, it's oddly quite hypnotic, seeming to deny any traditional sense of how a wheel works. But they actually do manage to make the tracks look pretty fun when you see them in full rotation, like all the ramps and stuff. The vague implication that there is a sky in this world is suggested by the presence of a pale blue hanging in the corners, but it just feels impossible to imagine anything outside the confines of this boxed factory, dirt bike coliseum, a biker's limbo even, the mangled swarm of insects that makes up the audience. This cuboid island prison is just such a weird little space, and the stilted, impish look of the bikers just perfects this. I don't know what it is about them, but their rigid, chubby, SGI, dwarfish mannequin look is just quite stunning. The way they sit there on the bikes as though holding in a massive shit fart between those shiny buttock cheek markings. And the almost disproportionate head size and droopy stickman arms. The way they shimmy and shuggle around with the bike itself like they're surgically attached, and just the fucking falls, man. The way they just crumple down into this fetal position as if all life and soul has completely given up on them. The sheer lack of motion on the ground. It is a grand thing and shoves this game into the realms of comedy genius. The floppy, clumsy look of it all is very addictive to watch, the way the other bikers just keep trucking along too, with nobody taking interest in your Play-Doh and no man suffering. My brain just keeps picturing him in the voice of like, ah, no guys, please, ouch, oh no, wait for me. Man, the game only keeps replays for when you fall over and forces you every single time you crash to sit there and watch that fucking tubby man collapsing again every single time you fail. It's amazing. It fills me with a certain Jaguar owner pride that I simply cannot describe. This game's performance is terrible, sure. When you start playing, you'll just turn and crash into nothing all the time, falling butter side down on your face. The game seems to be barely holding together, and you'll strain yourself to pull each turn so as not to graze the sides of the tracks, wall or not. And when there's a group of you all together, you just bump shoulders and nothing will ever work out well. You'll feel your eyes reeling in agony. But then, after some time has passed, something inside of you just changes. Like your brain has reverse evolutioned itself to see the world in 5 frames per second. Suddenly, the jittering mess becomes manageable. The slideshow disaster becomes clear, and the game becomes this mind-altering, soul-emptying kind of plain amusement. The turns just come to you naturally, no braking necessary, you'll just start snapping into position at every corner. In fact, mastering the awkward turning and sudden falls becomes this sort of exciting challenge that you just subconsciously accept as your duty. You'll bounce around and bump your way from corner to corner and magically just thump around and avoid the crumpling falls. The random bumpy bits of track that slightly throw off your control, the big ramps you start angling your jumps off to shave off a tiny portion of the next corner. There's something so undeniably fun about the sheer mess of it all that's contagious. Even the pissy 2 little tricks that you can pull off with their own dedicated pissy trick button, that meek little kick of the legs and that triumphant defiant fist in the air. You'll want to pull them off at every possible chance, even if it means crashing down like a sack of wet cement. Its shaking, unstable, psychotic mess becomes the challenge and the game itself, and it's somehow just fun. The airtime in particular gives you the sense of true freedom, as if the bike has grown wings and can fly now. Even the muddy, poopy, textureless land suddenly seems rich and fertile and reaves and squirms as if living. Also, I love how the flag dude just stands there as multiple bikers hit each other mid-air off a ramp. The resulting human car crash is some cartoon-esque kind of destruction, and I think it's very beautiful. You gotta wonder who that guy is on the race over screens. This unexpected real biker man in this game. You think he's ever played this? I mean, yes, this game is terrible, arguably the worst on Jaguar, but I could not disagree more. It's that perfect masterclass kind of terrible that's so rich and ripe here. The fact that so much time and emphasis is put on your failures just fucking kills me. Like, the whole game was built around just making all your fuck-ups center stage. This game is absolutely one of the best worst games I've ever played. Perfected by the random player select music that's actually really damn good, the stolen Nirvana riff, the way your brain extincts itself into running at its speed. There's a satisfaction in wrestling down Supercross 3D, and I honestly will boot it back up again at some point. This is what I came for, and I am hugely satisfied, for this is some high-level kusoge.